Let's talk about hydration. First of all, we all know, water is the key component of life, right? You see the percentages on the screen. I'm not going to go through them all, but it's tremendous the percentages of water in each organ in the human body. Now, the NIH said that drinking enough water is associated with significantly lower risk of developing chronic diseases, a lower risk of dying early, lower risk of being biologically older than your chronological age. Think about that. So just drinking sufficient amounts of water, and we'll get to what type of water we recommend you drink, even that will accelerate aging if you're chronically dehydrated. Now, we've always said this, a liquid is only as good as your body's ability to absorb it. So me drinking out of this glass, yes, it's wet because it's liquid. Yes, it will have some hydrating effects, but I'm drinking Gia products. Every single product that is in here is single file aligned. So I have liquids in here that are really absorbable for my body. So because they're 3 times more absorbable than anything else I would be drinking that's not Gia-fied or not single file aligned, I know I can drink theoretically 1/3 of what I would need to drink with another liquid to get the same type of hydration yield. So literally, a liquid only as good as your body's ability to absorb it, and what you have in Gia is the optimal absorption technologies on the market. Let's talk now the connection between radiation and aquaporin. We've talked about 5G and radiation and Wi-Fi quite a bit tonight. Let's keep with that theme, but now in the area of hydration. Radiation can affect biomolecules and disrupt water transport via aquaporins. And what are aquaporins? They're the water channels in every single cell. That means if you're exposed to radiation, osmoregulation, water regulation, cellular hydration is being negatively impacted. So oxidative stress, same topic as we discussed before, can alter aquaporin expression that affects the water balance and the physiological processes. That's published science. So what does that mean for you? In Gia, you have hydration and peak performance through what we have with the iWater activation system. And what we do with that system, which I'll show you in a second, is we counter and combat dehydration. Why is that important? Because your brain shrinks when dehydrated. Even mild dehydration temporarily shrinks your brain, affecting your focus. It mimics hunger. Hydration lubricates joints, so it's huge for that. Dehydration makes you cold, and hydration boosts metabolism. Drinking water can spike calorie burn by 30%. So if you're looking to release weight, optimal hydration is hugely important. And I can tell you how many people in Gia over the last 15 years, without dietary supplementation or weight loss, substance, whatever, have reported tremendous amount of weight loss as a result of them getting on an optimal optimal hydration regimen with the Gia iWater activation system, which you see on the screen. It's a countertop system, super easy, pitcher like 70 ounces, push a button, and of course it's patented. It's unique and different. There's nothing else like it in the marketplace. Leads to that single file alignment that I talked about earlier. And again, you push a button on top of the activator, you wait for 30 minutes, do your thing. You don't have to, of course, wait around there. Just activate your liquid, pour it, and that's it. So if you saw me in the morning, every single morning, I walk from the bedroom to the kitchen. I pour store-bought water, my favorite brand of water. I pour it into the iWater pitcher. I put that activator on top, and I do exactly what the guy is doing here in the video. I push that button. I walk away, I shower, I get ready for the day. By the time I come out, that water is ready to go. And I have 3 carafes of water in the fridge every single day that are filled with iWater. That's the daily kind of regimen that we go through here. Now, again, here illustrated on the screen, we take clumps, H2O, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen, water molecules, and we take those, we bombard them with frequency, and then they get put into that single file over that 30-minute time frame. What that means is that once that 30 minutes is over, you are consuming single file aligned water. You are consuming water that your body actually wants to absorb, that your cells, the aquaporins, these channels, they pull in single file aligned water. And Nobel Prize winning science from the early 2000s has proven that in order for water to actually get absorbed into your body, it needs to go through the aquaporin channel in a single file. So now connect the dots. We have the world's only patented technology that single file aligns water. And Nobel Prize winning research has proven that the only water that can properly be absorbed has to be in single file, in the aquaporin, in those water channels of which you have hundreds of millions, if not billions, because you have so many cells and every cell has got aquaporins. So if you want to be hydrated optimally, it's time to incorporate the iWater activation system into your life based on the science, the patent based on this breakdown, the single file alignment, long range molecular alignment. That's what it's called in the patent. That's what you see illustrated here on the screen. Now we put this to the test, of course. Does it work? How does it work? Why does it work, etc. So here on the screen, you see this was done side by side, cup of water on the left, cup of water on the right. On the bottom, you see the timer, hours, minutes, and seconds. So about 2 hours in, these polymer materials that absorb water beads, you can see the GI water on the left, these polymers are expanding much, much larger and quicker than the ones on the right. So proof positive that this single file aligned, this super liquid water, gets into those minuscule pores of those polymers much, much more effectively. And as you can see on the left-hand side, after 5 hours, significant difference in size and absorption. Then we weight the two. We weight the beads that were in the cup on the left and the cup on the right. And when we juxtapose them and we compared them, you can see that the beads in the iWater that were soaked in the iWater for 5 hours were literally over 3 times heavier and had 45% larger diameter than the beads that were in regular water. So now think of this as being your cells. What do you want to be? Want to be a grape or you want to be a raisin? Because a raisin is only a dehydrated grape at the end of the day. So we all want to be grapes. We all want to be fully hydrated. We want to be, hydrated to a point where our skin is glowing, where our signs of aging are reduced, where our hydration level, we're performing at our best because hydration is at an optimum. So this was another interesting one. We did not conduct this in-house at all. This was an accidental discovery by one of our GIA consultants. They were traveling. They had contact lenses, and they ran out of contact lens solution after putting one of the contact lenses into the contact lens solution. So they figured, iWater is antibacterial, antifungal, super hydrating. Let's just use iWater for the other contact lens. Well, in the morning they wake up and they see that the contact lens that was soaked in iWater had expanded significantly compared to the contact lens that was in contact lens solution. So what had happened overnight was that the iWater, because it's so super liquid, was able to get into those micropores of the contact lens on the right and started pushing the material outward. So again, phenomenal accidental discovery illustrating what super liquid water can do. And I think it's not too far of a logical leap to then go, okay, well, if you can do that for minuscule openings like that in the contact lens, it's a pretty good chance it's going to be able to hydrate me better as well with the aquaporins in my body. So before drinking any water, again, we have blood microscopy here on the left. You see blood is not very freely flowing. That's recipe for disaster on the left. That's what, clogged arteries kind of look like. That's what stroke, pre-stroke type of things look like. In the middle, after drinking filtered water, you see the blood is definitely flowing better. These are actual images taken under the microscope real time. And on the right, you see 15 minutes after drinking GI water, very free-flowing blood cells. That were low effect is basically gone. So you can also, in addition to drinking water, of course, you can spray it. Why? Because you got cells everywhere, and skin is the largest organ in your body, largest collection of cells. So even your skin cells want water in a single file line into the aquaporin. And so anybody who's got some issues with their skin, knowing what the iWater can do from an hydration perspective, of course, results are going to vary because people have different causes for it. But I can tell you we've had some incredible before and afters over the years that people have submitted to us this being a child, which, a son of one of the consultants, that was so blown away by what the Iwater did that they started promoting the products to other people.